Welcome students, welcome to the session of acoustical defects. I am Mr. Manoj Mota, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Department of Civil Engineering. Acoustical defects. The various types of acoustical defects are reverberation, formation of echoes, sound foci, dead spots, insufficient loudness, and exterior noises. Reverberation. The reverberation is the persistence of sound in the enclosed space after the source of sound has stopped. Reverberant sound is the reflected sound as a result of improper absorption of sound by the surrounding materials. Reverberation may result in confusion with the sound created next. However, some reverberation is essential for improving quality sound. The limit during which the sound persists is called the reverberation time of the sound in the hall. Reverberation time should remain within a limit as per the prescribed by Indian Standard Code 2526/1963, in which the reverberation time in between half to 1.5 seconds is supposed to be the excellent, while if the reverberation time goes above 5 seconds, then it is considered as very bad acoustical condition. Still, one should be very careful about selecting these reverberation time as per the need. The separate video on this has already been made and one can go through that video for the appropriate understanding of the reverberation time. The remedies for reverberation times are that it can be controlled by suitable choice of building materials and furnishing materials. Since open windows allow the sound energy to flow out of the hall, there should be a limited number of windows. They may be opened or closed to obtain the optimum reverberation time. We even can use an appropriate absorbing material to control the reverberation. Next is echo. Not all sounds that hits matter is absorbed. Some of that is reflected. The sound bounces back off the solid surface like a wall. The sound reflected back is called as an echo if it is having its intensity loud enough to be sensed. An echo is produced when the reflected sound wave reaches the ear just when the original sound from the same source has already been heard. It results in repetition of sound. The sensation of sound persists for 1/10 of a second after the source has ceased. Thus, the reflected sound reaching after 1/10 second of the direct sound results in the formation of echo. Multiple echoes may be heard when a sound is reflected from the number of reflecting surfaces placed suitably. The remedies include selecting a proper shape of the auditorium, use of split side walls instead of parallel walls, covering the opposite walls and high ceilings with absorptive material. So these can be some remedial measures which can result in eliminating the echoes at the places where the echo formation is obvious because of the large volume of space. Next is sound foci. Sometimes shape of the hall makes sound waves to concentrate in some particular areas of hall, creating a sound of large quality and of very high intensity. Such spots are called sound foci. The remedies to remove the sound foci are the appropriate geometrical design, appropriate shapes of interior, then providing highly absorbent material on critical areas like curved surface which may reflect the sound and result that into concentrating at a certain common point. Next is dead spot. This defect is outcome of the formation of sound foci. Because of high concentration of reflected sound at sound foci, there is a deficiency of related sound at some other points. These spots are known as dead spots where sound intensity is so low that it is insufficient for hearing. The remedies includes that the suitable placing of diffuser and reflectors. One can put the reflectors at appropriate places which will reflect the sound to the dead spot that has been created. Then the right proportion of internal spaces. This can be used with advantage to reduce the effect like sound foci and the formation of dead spots. Then the insufficient loudness. Insufficient loudness is not a structural defect, but the proper planning of overcome such problem is very essential. This is very important aspect, particularly in the construction of stadiums, theaters, music rooms, etc., where the certain intensity of the sound created is essential. This can be eliminated by providing the sound amplifying facilities like loudspeakers at appropriate locations. Next is the noise. External noise from vehicles, traffic engines, factories, machines, etc. may enter the hall either through the openings or even through the different structural members like walls and other structural elements having improper sound insulation. Noise is nothing but the unexpected or undesirable sound. Depending on location of source, noise might be of two types. It can be either outdoor noise or it can be indoor noise. Outdoor noise includes traffic noise or noise from the surrounding of the building, while indoor noise includes the household appliances noise, machinery noise in case of industries, footsteps on floors, air conditioner ducts, etc., as well as different activities performed by the occupants, which may result in the formation of certain undesirable sound. Based on the transmission path, noise even can be classified as airborne noise or structure-borne noise. Airborne noise is a noise which travels through the air, while structure-borne noise is a noise which travels to the various structural elements. The example of airborne noise means the noises from different appliances, car horns, telephone rings, etc. While the structure-borne noises might be the noise of footstep, slamming of door, furniture movement, vibrating machine equipments, etc. Remedies: suppression of noise generation at its source, appropriate layout planning, the insulation design and absorption design. We can suppress the noise at its generation. This is quite possible by thickening the structural element or even by providing different signs to not allowing the generation of noise. We even can plan a building and different rooms which desires a certain amount of privacy in terms of noise by appropriate layout planning. We even can insulate a certain part of a building from surrounding, or we can use the different absorption material appropriately which can eliminate or which can absorb the sound and don't allow the sound to enter in the room or vice versa. So thank you for attending this small session. Thank you.